Let's talk about social engineering. Social engineering is a very devious type of fraud. It consists of lying your way into obtaining confidential information from someone that you can later use to commit fraud. Let's take a look. Social engineering, put simply, is the practice of manipulating someone into revealing confidential information. As the name says, you are engineering them using specific social skills to accomplish a goal. It's frequently used by the fraudster pretending to be someone that they are not, usually part of the security team of some institution related to the person. There are usually two major approaches to actual social engineering. The first one is over-the-phone conversations, impersonating an employee. This is, for example, calling someone at a company and saying, "Hey, this is John from the security department. We've had a problem with some of our accounts. Can you please confirm your current password?" The second example that has become more and more relevant is phishing. It consists of sending false emails, SMSs, or even creating a fake website so that a user will think that they're dealing with a trusted institution or bank and actually sharing personal data with them. Social engineering, in most cases, relies on using existing information that the perpetrator knows about the person in order to appear to be legitimate. This makes the person assume that they are, in fact, who they claim to be, and it makes it easier for them to reveal more information. If you pretend to be a member of a security team, it's easier to ask for their password if you already know their full name and address and maybe the start date for the job, and you repeat it back to them first. It gives off the impression that you are supposed to have that information. So for example, someone impersonating a company employee can obtain what is called open source intelligence, OSINT, on the person, such as their position and start date from their LinkedIn profile, and possibly other elements such as their address, their spouse name, their children names, and others from Facebook. Then, when you call the person, you state, "John, just to confirm, you have this and this position, with this and this start date, this and this address, maybe more details. So I have the right account, right?" Then they confirm, and then you say, "Okay, so we've had a problem with some of our accounts. Can you please share your password with me?" What are some examples of social engineering? The first is banking communications, one of the most common types of phishing. False communications from banking institutions asking you to confirm your PIN, your password, or other confidential information. Then, social networks. A variation of these are false communications from Facebook or other social networks asking you to confirm your password or other confidential details. In many cases, these don't give the person enough information for fraud, but it gives them enough confidential information for them to pretend to be a security team expert and then call the person to do even more social engineering. And in this case, the perpetrator even knows that they easily fall prey to this kind of maneuver. And finally, calls from security teams, as we mentioned, the original type of social engineering. Calling someone in a company and claiming to be from the security team and asking for their password sounds so basic, but it's so frequent, and surprisingly, it has a very high success rate. What are our key takeaways here? The first is that social engineering is nothing more than manipulating others into giving you personal or confidential information, and usually you do it by pretending to be someone legitimate that may already have some of their information. Then, social engineering is usually performed by leveraging existing information about the person. The more that you show that you already know about them, the more easily you can obtain even more information. And finally, phishing. One of the main types of social engineering is phishing, which consists of sending false information pretending to be a bank or corporation or others. And as the name says, phishing for information. Some people will believe this and provide said information. So as we see, Social engineering can be done in person, through phishing, or other means, but at its essence, you are tricking a person into making them believe that you are a figure of authority or an institution and getting them to give you information that you should not have in the first place.